awareness, self-awareness. What is awareness? I've been on my daily walk and I was just walking down the street and I was observing, say, the grass and the trees and remembering a conversation I had the other day regarding shape-shifting, and it's easily available in order to shape-shift yourself and feel exactly what these things you're perceiving and seeing are, such as being the grass or being any particular tree. All the trees have their own very different individual energy, but yet they're all tree energy. And with awareness, like that, I saw a street sign, and I got to thinking, boy, because everything has a consciousness, whether or not we can understand necessarily that consciousness, but everything does. Everything has a spirit. Even the manufactured things like signs, they'll have their energetic signature. You can see this. And so I was looking at this sign and kind of imagining, boy, what a boring life that would be to be a sign. Then, well, probably not boring because we're the only ones that have those emotions and we'd be the ones that are bored, not the sign. The sign is just being. Everything around us is just being, except for us. And to be this sign, imagine all the things you get to see and experience and feel throughout a course of a sign's lifetime. But then I got to thinking about our own awareness and our own self-awareness. And the only time we are really self-aware, the first time we become self-aware, is when we first perceive ourselves in a mirrored image. That's our only way to be self-aware. You can look down at your physical body. You can look into the camera screen. Again, mirrored image. But we're not really self-aware. That's what all that meditation and going inside really is. But when we become self-aware of our own individuality and our personality is just a mask that we're wearing for this lifetime. So reputation, character, and all that pizzazz, when that gets destroyed, let it the fuck go and shift and become something new. Something new. This is your opportunity to create anything that you desire. Go into your heart. We're so afraid of letting go of things, and when we have such experiences in life that destroy pieces of ourselves and forever shape the rest of our lives, most of the time it feels really bad and negative and painful and hurtful, and man, if only I had not done that, then I would have this other experience and life would just be so much better and blah 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 and all that bullshit we tell ourselves. Totally not true. Because it's through these experiences that help shape us, and that's us, our power to not become victims of that, but to actually understand that we are the creators of our realities. That's why becoming self-aware is so important, and know thyself is so important, because the more you know yourself and the more you show that self-love and that grace and that self-care to yourself, the more you're able to connect with everybody else in a much more loving way and understand people from where they're at without having any perceived judgments nor expectations upon their behavior, lack, or not. And when you can just be, there is such a sense of freedom in that. Getting to that understanding takes a complete collapse of the system. We are fractal energy, so our systems are collapsing. You can see the state of the world is collapsing. And the planets are helping guide these changes 100%. And everything is so connected, and in the logical mind, it is so almost impossible to understand that. You cannot know the absolute pure essence of Creator God Source, because it is just more than these vessels and these understandings can take. You can reach those understandings in a super deep meditation, but you still can't, because it would completely shatter everything. It's such a powerful energy. So we get whittled down into all these individual personalities and individuals. Now, individual is talking about what you truly are at the core of your soul. Not being attached to any experiences that you're having in this lifetime. That's really important, because These experiences are happening in order to getting to know yourself more. That's the only reason. Having that understanding, you get to meet many different parts of yourself, some lighter, some darker, but it's all you. And with the spiritual war and psychological war of what's going on in the collective and in the galaxies and all around, knowing yourself is utmost importance. Because without that, how are you going to fight the dark if you cannot confront and befriend your own dark? Dark is just unknown. And there is no good and evil, there is no light and dark. Dark in the next dimensions, in this third dimensional reality, absolutely there is. And that's what we are coming to the pinnacle of, is that duality. It's still going to be a little while, but we're at tipping points, major tipping points. So it's so important to know yourself and to have these experiences, because every experience I can look back in my life, the way that my consciousness works and the awakening work that I've done in this lifetime, and things I've just simply understood, I've just not been able to vocalize for most of my life, is an understanding of a setting up of all of these circumstances in the life in order to help become stronger, self-loving, and a lot more deeper ways to be here in order for me to fulfill whatever purpose that I desire. Because that can change too. Not everybody has the same purpose, and purpose isn't some goal that you're doing and, oh, I got to help the world, I got to help all these people. Most of that is actually just based in trauma, and that's just a trauma response from the vast majority of people having childhood trauma. People pleasing. I got to help others. Help yourself. Helping yourself is not selfish when done in certain ways. Because helping yourself shine bright, helps everybody around you shine brighter. Self-loving, not selfish. Self-loving, not self-serving. But you have to confront these battles inside of yourself in order to help others walk through their own battles in a very conscious way, with no judgment, with no expectations. And we can become like the trees, where we are all conscious beings. Every one of us, you can see all the individual trees here, but all part of the exact same energy, because you know those roots connect and you know that those roots are communicating. And these trees are not expressing themselves with personalities, other than most of them being really funny, because they'll make really funny faces and different dance moves, and it's really fun to open your mind and to see that. And to see their individual personalities, but they are much more conscious than the human being, Homo sapien. They understand that they connect and they communicate with everybody. They help each other out automatically. And Homo sapiens will look at trees and be like, they're not conscious of shit, they're just fucking trees. Let's just cut them down and make shit. Let's just decimate the whole forest, because you know what? We got the saws and that is that. That's so bullshit. That's so harmful. Homo sapien has not evolved enough in consciousness. Homo sapien has developed intelligence. They sure don't fucking use it very well. So know thyself, because when you know thyself, you would not harm another living being. Ever. 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 Because knowing thyself involves loving thyself. And when you love thyself, you love everything, because you're living in relationship with life. You're living in relationship with knowing thyself. You're living in relationship with the divine being of love. And getting the fuck out of this distraction of fear, illusion, hatred. This planet is not headed in great places, so wake the fuck up. The army of light is here. It's time to be activated. Absolutely. Know thyself, love thyself, connect. Let those jealousies and petty bullshit go. Love y'all. Let's wake up. From the Galactic Command.